Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the AGM-42 from Battlefield 5. Before I get started, I just wanted to say thank you for everyone who has followed, subscribed, liked, and commented and shared the videos. I really appreciate it. If you find yourself enjoying this one, please do consider liking, subscribing, and sharing it with someone who you think may like it or enjoys FPS content. It really helps me out. I really appreciate it. So, the AGM-42 is a pretty good gun. Actually, it's really good. I really enjoyed my time using it. The specializations that I have are barrel bedding, detachable magazines, recoil buffer, and high velocity bullet. The barrel bedding just improves your accuracy when you're not moving. The detachable magazines obviously give you magazines that come out at the bottom of the gun. The recoil buffer gives you less vertical recoil, and the high velocity bullets just add more velocity to the bullets. The gun itself is probably one of the better ones. It's definitely one that I will use in the future again. I really enjoyed my time with it. I thought that they did a really good job with the gun. It's pretty much a 3-shot kill, 2 to the head, like most of the self-loading rifles are in the assault class. But this one, I felt like I could really kind of run around and just feel comfortable with what I was doing, as opposed to the Gewehr 1.5, which I just felt was so underpowered all the time. This feels like it contends with almost every other gun in the game. I think that it looks cool. You know, you have your typical red dot sight, the aperture sight, or the 3x. I found that the 3x worked the best for me and my playstyle. I just really enjoyed running around with the gun, and you know, like you can be aggressive, you can kind of hang back. I would say it probably works best mid-range to some longer ranges, not quite like a sniper rifle, but if you can hit the head, it does pretty much like up to 50 damage, even pretty far away in the head. I haven't figured out exactly how far it will still hit for 50 in the head, but it's pretty decent. It's nowhere near like a sniper rifle, of course. You're not going to one-shot anybody in the head, but it works really well as a DMR type weapon. But you can also like get in there and really do some damage to people up close as well. With one in the chamber, there's 11 bullets in the magazine, and it works really well that way. I feel like, as I mentioned before in the Gewehr 1.5 video, having a gun that has like a lot of bullets that can like two or 3 shot is, I feel like, just a little overpowered. So it makes sense that you would only have like 11 bullets, because you can still take out quite a few people with that, especially if they're lined up or something. And I feel like it's sort of the sweet spot for these weapons, because you don't feel like you're too overpowered, but you also don't feel like you're running into like a gunfight with a knife, you know, like you're gonna do the damage that you need to do. You're gonna have less issue than you would with, say, like the Gewehr 1.5, for instance, or something else that's weak. I don't really know. You're not gonna run into any issue if you decide to get in there and use the red dot sight, or even use the 3x up close. You're gonna be able to clear at least a couple of people before you're taken out yourself, and that I feel like is really helpful. Overall, I just thought it was a really fun gun to use. I think that for people who really enjoy having some sort of mid-range to close range, like, it'd be perfect for them. I don't think it's as good as like the other weapon before the Gewehr 1.5 that I was looking at, the Slaughter 1916 at mid-range, but it does perform well at mid-range as well. But I feel like you're kind of like in between the mid-range and close range, like not quite mid-range but not quite like up in their face. I feel like that type of playstyle works really well with this weapon. But you can also kind of sit back and just pick people off as well. Like, there's no consequence to it. Especially when you have the high velocity bullets, it really helps you be able to hit those longer targets more consistently. And I thought that that was really a good thing to have while I was using the gun. It's really kind of interesting, because as I've been going through the list in the assault class so far, I found that the DMRs really are a lot more fun than the full autos, but the full autos are pretty decent as well. I'm recording this audio after I've already gotten all the way up to the last gun, so I have a pretty good idea of how I feel about all of the guns in the assault class now, and I would say that this gun fits somewhere in the top 3 for me. me, I really just felt like it performed exactly how I was hoping it would. And there was a few times that I even got kills that I was like, how did I get that kill? I got a collateral with it, which was super weird. I've never gotten a collateral with a single fire weapon like that. A sniper rifle, sure, but they just lined up perfectly and it worked really well. So this gun really felt like it did the job that I needed it to do, and I had no issue with it at all. I got it to level 10 so fast. So I feel like if you're somebody who's looking for a different weapon to use in the assault class and you kind of want to try like one of the SLRs or try something different in general, the AGM42 really does work well, and I would wholeheartedly recommend it to anybody looking to change up their playstyle a little bit or just to try something different. I will definitely be using it in the future because I think that it really outshines a lot of the other weapons for me. I do enjoy other weapons in the class. I do enjoy other self-loading rifles, but this one really just worked well. I maxed it out in like 3 games of breakthrough, which is pretty quick considering it took me longer to do the Gewehr 1.5. I think that took like 8 or 9 games until I had enough XP on the gun to hit level 10. So it really just worked well. So everything that you're seeing right now in the background is all just obviously the clips from when I was using it, but I didn't really have any moments that I felt like I was being outdamaged completely by another person, so I don't really have any examples of anything like that happening, unfortunately, because of course, like any gun, there is some downfall to it. I feel like 11 bullets, if you go into a room and you're trying to clear the room, you're not really going to be able to do that with just this weapon. You'll have to go to your sidearm, which of course, depending on what you're running, can be weaker, but if you use the detachable magazines, it definitely helps because then you can just reload quickly. You're not having to put in a stripper clip or anything, so the reload takes less time, but it's unlikely that you'll be able to just go in and completely clear a room with like 5, 6, 7 people in it unless you can get a couple of them before you get into the room. From my perspective, that's the best way to go about it. But other than that, like, I really don't have much bad to say about the gun. It just really worked well, and I felt really comfortable and confident when I was playing with it, and I really just enjoyed the time that I had, as I mentioned a few times. But anyway, that is going to be all for me. The next video will be on the ribeye rolls, I believe, and that gun is interesting. So I will talk to you guys in the next video. I really appreciate you watching if you did, and I hope you have a great day.